mode.
Oh, I have my UI sounds off. Actually, let me
Oh,
have
you
UI
can
sounds on.
do that.
It's called
I
interface
assumed because
sounds.
they were like zealot blades, they'd be calling from unit sounds, you know? But I guess that would be UI sounds. I
Wait,
should.
I thought you said UI sounds.
Yeah, okay, so the new UI, like
Uh-huh.
the zealot in the background, is like the loudest character ever. But we are into our map, so let's stop talking about menus.
We'll get to menus in a second. We'll have plenty of time to talk about it. But first, we have spawning in the top left-hand corner of the screen. He lost last game. Can he pull it back here? This is a best of 5. We have not check 6, Exile 5, believe.
And in the bottom right-hand corner, playing for Team Flipside Tactics, he is up 1 game. It is JonSnow. All right. So do you think JonSnow looks at last map and is like, maybe I do that again?
Um, I don't know. I think Jon Snow's is a player. He's got a good range. He knows how to play it into late game. He can also bring out the sharp changes. I think it's just really smart going into a best of 5, opening with a cheese like that, because now Believe for the rest of the series has to realize, like, okay, I got killed by 1414 from Jon Snow, so I have to be safe. And last time I had almost 4 gates and I still wasn't safe. So I have to be really safe. And it's just a very difficult scenario, I think, for him, just mentally going into this game.
Yeah, and we did see JonSnow checking the side of his base, hoping he doesn't want to get countered cheese. You know, he wants to keep that mental advantage and that momentum he already has earned himself going into the series. And I think losing to 2 gates in your main is a great way to throw that kind of mental edge you have.
Mm. Absolutely. Jon Snow going to be coming out here and getting expansion at a reasonable time on 15. Also got his spawning pool first, so a nice sort of middle of the road style. If you're a new player, you'll be like, what do I do? 15 pool, 15 hatch. You'll be pretty much okay.
Yeah, so I'm really excited. Obviously, we didn't get a big chance to see Believe in the last round, you know? Like, we saw him, but we saw him kind of flailing in response to cheese, which is not how any player wants to show themselves off. I haven't seen too much about Believe, or too much of Believe playing, rather, but Exile 5 clearly has, and clearly saw something in him, otherwise they wouldn't pick him up. Exile 5 being one of the top Southeast Asian teams, guys like Pig, very, very, very strong team. So I wonder what they saw in Believe to want to pick him up, and I'm really excited to see him kind of show off whatever that is.
Well, here's what I think. And I know that they picked up Neuro for this reason. Neuro is a very strong Legacy of the Void player. They may be looking into their future and saying, okay, I think these players are good investments for Legacy of the Void, and I think that they'll do well. Not 100% sure, because like I said, I'm not familiar with Believe, other than he just got signed to Exile 5, but he's at least on that level, which is pretty cool. And a little bit of action over here. The Stalwart Probe runs away from the 4 Zerglings. Will it escape? And we go in, and the natural migration of the probe moves across the map, and it is saved. The lion cub is saved by the lioness stalker, and the hyenas must retreat back home to their den.
Well, Jack, we do know that nothing in the wild is more dangerous than a mother ship core near her cubs.
Oh! Caster jokes. There should be a sound effect. There should be like a soundboard where like caster jokes.
Like,
because they're always good. And some people like they're always bad. And like, no, they're not. They're always good.
It's like, you know, the doom ch.
Yes.
Like if we could get that, but like a little bit more resigned, maybe. Like just like
just like really lazy and just like not really like dropping the drumstick on the cymbal, and it kind of rolls off instead of actually hitting it.
I believe is throwing a proxy pylon down, probably just for a little bit of this 4-gate aggression we see him gearing up for. We'll see if he can maybe get a cancel on the 3rd or something with that.
you know what they say. If at first you don't succeed, do the same thing but on 2 bases. So we'll have 4 gate on 2 base instead of on 1 here. Quite strong. Made popular by the Protoss player San long ago. And he's going to warp in a bunch of units. JonSnow knows exactly what's up because he goes in the front and says, 3 gates. I bet you have 1 in your main too. That makes 4, so he'll be attacking me. And the point of contention will be that 3rd base. And so far, not a lot of units coming out of JonSnow.
No, this is going to be a really
position here.
Yeah, it's going to be a really tough hold for him because those zealots, as long as they can get a good position, are so good against the Zerglings, and that second warp round makes them very powerful. Yeah,
yep. As soon as he sees the second warp in round, he cancels. What is he going to do with these Zerglings, though? He's going to counterattack, or I don't think he will. I think he needs all of these units here to defend. Ooh. Believe has his unit sort of split up. This is a really good position. If he can take that down, that stalker would be quite nice, but he's going to be patient. He's going to wait it out. Another forward pylon getting in here, and a robo coming behind this all. So we will have a strong immortal follow-up if this doesn't kill JonSnow. So he's going to have to survive 2 waves of death, possibly. And really nice move there, the slowing down of the units, and all of these zealots dealing massive amounts of damage. The spine crawlers are very late. However, spawning in are all of these roaches. Looks like he's just going to clean it up here. Excellently done by JonSnow.
Yeah, but it's an awkward position because you're on 2 bases versus the 2 base Protoss.
Absolutely.
Believe is up in probes. JonSnow has this roach push, but with the robo facility, Immortals are going to start up right away. This is going to be hard for JonSnow to make something happen. Maybe he will kind of just sit on the other side of the map, threaten a counterattack, try not to get trapped. It's a hard.
To the natural right now, taking a look at it, he's poking out. That zealot getting a little frisky up in front. He's like, let me at him. But no zealot, hold position. He's chill. All the proxy pylons are cleaned up except for the one in the very, very far top right, but it looks like he's scouting out for that too, just barely, almost. Very diligent is JonSnow, but not diligent. He's gonna get the last proxy pilot. Oh, wow. Oh, he does not get it. Very, very powerful. I don't think we have a... No, we don't. So he hasn't made a warp prism, so he isn't planning on using a warp prism to reinforce. So that pylon is very useful. But we do have +1 coming in, so he may be taking this a little bit slower. Waiting for +1. We also have a Twilight Council coming down, so these are more sort of... Maybe we're looking a little bit into the later game. Maybe he's looking to take a 3rd kind of the signals here.
Yeah, I don't know. I think he has kind of a time he could go, but maybe a little bit of indecision. We saw him with 2 gates, and then 1 got canceled, and he threw down the Twilight. Maybe he doesn't know what to do with himself. He's like, normally I just kill people here and they're dead. What do I do now?
Yeah, I think it was a really nice defense by JonSnow. Even looking at it, I was like, I don't know if he's going to hold. The roaches came out just at the right time, in the right position. The spine crawlers finished up. Obviously, they could have been a little bit sooner, but it was just enough. And I think that's one of those really essential skills. He is going to take the 3rd. One of those really essential skills that you really need as a Zerg player is to know exactly what you need to defend and just build just that amount, and then you're all set so that you can devote the rest to getting your economic advantage long term, which he's doing quite well here. 3rd base is up much earlier, and he's droning up pretty hard. It's going to be up to 56 drones, so 10 drones short of full saturation, but he's not taking all of his gases just yet.
Jack, hold that thought, though, because there is a Dark Shrine on the way. And with that Warp Prism, that's going to be such a powerful move that JonSnow probably isn't expecting at this point in the game. Like, it's not like your standard Dark Templar rush, and it's not that late-game DT harass. This is just like a weird, like, maybe if I make some Dark Templar, I can kill a lot of stuff.
You know what they say, if you play Protoss, build Dark Shrine. So the Warp Prism is going to be coming in here at the bottom. And he does have that pile at the top, so he could possibly be coming in from multiple angles. I don't see any Spore Crawlers just yet. None in production, and I don't think any at all. Ooh, this could be really powerful. He's going to go ahead and warp those in so he can drop them right away. Are those Zealots?
Yeah. So this is pretty common. Is they get 2 Zealots and 2 Dark Templar, and then maybe the first time... Nope, that's just Zealots. Okay. I was going to say the first time you click over, You're like, Zealots? But no.
Oh wow, and look at that fourth base too. That's hilarious. He's like warping
Oh, he
his
still
fourth
has
right
no
next to a
idea.
pylon. Yeah. When that finishes, he'll be able to do it because for those of you who are unaware, the way that it works is the building that's building has a very small vision radius, and then once it's finished, it gets that larger full vision radius. So you can build your pylons really close. That's why a lot of times it's good as a Zerg player, just send an Overlord to your new expansions, just in case there might be pylons or cannons around. But generally speaking, that's
Four
natural.
DTs are coming into the bases right now. Overseer is morphed over the natural. One DT runs into the mineral line, starts getting attacked right away. But we see another one going up into the main. Well, two more. Sorry,
Oh
two
my
more
god,
heading
and the whole
around
army is out of position here. He's just warping it. He's just, oh my god, so many overseers everywhere. He's building 18 overseers right now. Slight exaggeration, but that's 15 kills so far, 16 still going up, racking them up. He's not gonna need overseers for the rest of the game. I don't know if that was a bit of a frustration overseer, or if that's just how he likes to deal with the DTs. Not building the spore crawlers, just instead getting a bunch of these overseers out. They do have a lot of long-term advantage, and potential goopification may occur in the late game. It's not very common, but it is very powerful if you can pull it off.
And we do see behind this, Believe is going into that Templar archives. So he is he's done with this wall of Dark Templar he built, except for these two marching across the north side of the map. Man, this guy is just really exemplifying that I never stopped changing my tech style of Protoss. Like after that successful DT rush, you'd think, okay, he's definitely gonna have detection everywhere, right? But it's those like super mind games, and they're closing into the fourth base. They can do a lot of damage. The Overseer's not over the base yet. Oh man, Jack is trying to hug it with the roaches, but the DTs are already on top of it. This base getting so low, it looks like it might fall. Where are the Overseers? And that's gonna be it.
Oh
The
my
fourth base
god.
falls.
They do so much damage. Even wow, like you see there with the fungals, even the infestors would have been able to help out had they been in position, but no detection anywhere. What's going on? He's got so many overseers. He's got 5 overseers, but they're all in one place. I think he's got them in his main army control group. I don't think that was the best of moves, but he's gonna go ahead and say, all right, I am going for the spore crawler and spine crawler now. At least at the northernmost base, it's a little bit more difficult. But man, look at this creep spread, Joe. Look at it.
That is
Look at the creep
impressive,
spread.
man.
It's beautiful. It's like exactly the most efficient number of tumors as like being spread perfectly along each path. It's art. It's a work of art.
As we say that, Believe prepares to step onto creep. The concave of JonSnow has already been set up. I don't think Believe wants to attack into this, even though I think he is ahead in this game.
Yeah, he's got a pretty good choke if he can move over into the northernmost area and go through towards the fourth base. He has a decent number of sentries, most of them completely full on energy, so he can force field the crap out of this. Fungals going down, and one infestor going down already. He's fighting within a spine crawler. Good force field so far, limiting the amount of units that can engage at one time. That is the name of the game with the force fields. Takes a good engagement there, shaves off a bunch of the army of JonSnow. JonSnow still rematching on that Roach Hydra, and another really great fungal over here. The problem is the fungal doesn't do all that much damage. Another infestor falls, and the rest of the infestors don't have so much energy. He's actually blinking forward so the stalkers take the damage from the immortals, basically tanking for them, keeping those immortals alive in the back, dealing damage. Another blink forward, almost gets that infestor, and he's absolutely going to be crushing this fourth base.
Is he gonna snipe all these Overseers too, and then just make another wall of Dark Templar? No, it looks like he's gonna back off. Oh man. Fourth falls again, and Jack, JonSnow is in such a rough position. Look at all these minerals Believe is floating too. He can just start warping stuff in right away as soon as that warp prism gets set up, and there we go. 8 more stalkers, and JonSnow doesn't have any tools to deal with these blink stalkers. They're gonna get right into this third base. Drones evacuated, maybe? It looks a little bit indecision. Drones are pulled.
He's moving in, he's attacking in every possible angle, but actually the hatchery is acting as a giant force field against him. Not the greatest kind of situation that you want to be in. Transfuse is going down on the queens, as well as some GG. And Believe pulls it back. 1-1 for him.
Believe saying, you might have just won $10,000, but Exile 5 picked me up for a reason, man.
And
that was
reason is
six series of moves
gates
by him.
and force fields. He's a big fan of the letter F. and anything begins with the sound 4, as we all know. But yeah, just super strong, really clean execution, really good force fields. I think the same reasons why this map is good for mech against Zerg, it's also good for Protoss with force fields against Zerg as well. It just sort of has a lot of these narrow corridors that allow you to sort of shave off units like we saw and get into really good positions.
And I think JonSnow knows that. He did at one point try to get that Spire down, try to get kind of, because the mutas are the unit that lets Zerg worry less about the chokes and kind of be base tradey and hypermobile, but he just never got there. Believe didn't let him get to any tech that could be better in a tight, weird, choky map like Terraform.
Yep, absolutely. And force field's not effective against Mutalisks, turns out. I do believe the next patch coming in on Void is that force fields are actually force columns now, and they block airspace as well.
You stop.
Very sure that that's
stop.
true. They'll also be buffing the Stalker, so it deals 80 damage a shot, because we need some gateway unit buff. So I think 80 damage a shot is pretty reasonable.
Well, I guess it's good that I switched to random for Legacy of the Void. I've been a Zerg player for most of Heart of the Swarm, but I'm really enjoying playing all 3 races right now.
Yep.
So thank God.
You can, if you play random, you get to move with the meta, and you say, Protoss is not OP right now because the Adept